Good afternoon, friends. This is Grumpy Old Ken, number 19, I believe. We've done 20. I'll try a little bit of an experiment about pictures, putting pictures on here, etc. I'm not sure I can manage it though. So, 1 week to go to the kids breaking up. I remember it well. We went this week to the leaving do, if you like, of Tommy, who will be going to secondary school. Absolutely outstanding. It reminded me of the days when I was in the same position all those years ago. What would it be, 1951? We had a bit of a shock this week. Angelina, they thought she'd broken her ankle. Quite frightening, considering the holidays are coming up as well. To be honest, as well, she's going on holiday. That would to Spain. That would make it even worse. We never went farther than Skegness, if we were lucky. Very lucky for a week. I certainly didn't go until I was much older. Let me think. I had the habit of breaking my arm, leg, no, not leg, that was later, breaking my arm, etc. for years, often round about school time, breaking up time in the summer. I think being small, I tried to do things that the bigger kids did with dire consequences. I swung on a cricket roller, broke my arm. I fell off a bike, broke my arm. Fighting at secondary school, broke my thumb. Fell off a bike again about 16, 17, broke my collarbone. And later with motorbikes, etc., much more serious injuries. Anyway, as it happens, Angelina, it's nothing too serious. Thank goodness for that. If you look on a picture when I was about 1948, a trip went from the village. I'll try and find a way of showing you that picture. I'm on the front row, and as usual, I've got my arm in a sling. The picture is of a village trip to Trentham Gardens, which would be, I suppose, about 40 miles. To us and the rest of the village, that was a big event. We went in 2 buses. Nice place, still going. But to us, I mean, that was really something. As I say, the farthest I went was Skegness. I remember the period after that, in the 50s, 60s, and the real with it people, my aunt included, they went to, well, first they bought caravans of their own at the seaside. So our family's anything to do with that was Skegness way. But then people started going to Spain, really with it. How times change. As I say, the trip to Trentham Gardens would be about 1948. Not a big deal now. I'll try and identify the people on the picture one day, in the very near future. Interesting that the vast majority, well, at least half have died, and interesting where the people finished up. And they were all from the village. What else? We used to go to things like ploughing matches. That was a big thing for us. A trip off school. But, you know, it's small fry now. Are they still going? I suppose so. 1950, 51, 52. Things were very simple. Certainly on holidays and that. Up the fields. As I've said before, a jam and a sandwich. We used to fish in the brook for sticklebacks and bullheads. That to us was fun. not the sophisticated things they do now. I suppose half of them go to Spain, etc., with the parents. Big move nowadays of stopping people, prosecuting them for taking children out in school time. I don't remember that being mentioned in the 1940s, 50s. I don't think it would have been a tiny fraction of people would have gone. Do you remember it if you are my age? Do you remember what we did? Do you remember how simple everything was? As I say, I regularly broke bones. Must have been awful for my mother. You know, I don't think I was too lucky a child. I was too adventurous a child, being small as well. So that's the sort of things you did. The other thing, I'm just trying to think what they do now compared. Of course, the big thing leaving school now, secondary, is these things called the proms. They hire a very special motor, often very expensive. They have like a leaving dance. They hire suits. My own, again, grandchild has just done exactly the same. They look absolutely amazing. The cost to parents, astronomical. But they really look the part. I don't guess at the cost. I don't guess. We were taught, if I remember right, at Christmas in grammar school, we were taught the week or two before Christmas to dance with girls. Good heavens, with girls. Nowadays, they take these young ladies to these proms, and they really are magnificent. But haven't they moved on? Very Americanised, I suppose. Not necessarily a bad thing. I do worry about the cost, and it's not my problem. Being a grandparent and not a parent, I don't know what they'll do next. But the young ones, everything tends to be Americanised, I suppose. Don't know. 1 week to go, breaking up. I'll do one more week, and then we'll have a look at bringing other things into this. I'm pleased so far that I've done it. Very amateurish. Don't know what'll happen to it eventually. Don't know. Still in love with life. Stumbling about rather at the moment. Well, ad infinitum, I suppose. My leg operation didn't go well. I'm told basically to grin and bear it. I'm not in the blame game. I'm not over amused. But I'd rather this happen at 75 than 25. I still enjoy life. Still enjoy seeing everything that goes off. Enjoying the youngsters breaking up. Good luck to them. Another year has gone. I've got Tommy is going to secondary school in the summer. Angelina will be in the 4th year of secondary. Little one, Ted, I don't know what they call the juniors now. I ought to. What an awful thing to confess. What do they go? Is it 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7 is secondary? Again, how things have changed. I can't keep up with it. But though all those years ago, I remember well. Incidentally, I honestly believe that everything you've ever experienced is still in your head. What happens to it eventually, I don't know. I suppose if you get things like dementia, heaven forbid, it goes. I suppose it's still there, but you can't recall it. I'm talking to you now, rambling I suppose you might call it, but it's recalling stuff going back to the 1945, 55 at the moment. Long time. Can just about remember what I had for breakfast, and yet I can recall all this. I'll stop rabbiting on. What'll happen to all this eventually, I don't know. try and think, shut your eyes and think what you were doing at the age of, I don't know, 5, 6, 7. What can you recall? And will you be able to recall it when you're 75? I wonder. Have a nice week. Have a nice day. See you soon.